Welcome to Beacon of Truth Tarot. My name is Laurel. This is going to be a reading for Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, or anybody who has Libra strongly in their chart. If you're interested in entering a drawing to win a free personal reading from me, all you need to do is subscribe to my channel and leave a comment below. Okay, today I'm going to be using the Tarot of the Spirit by Pamela and Joyce Eakins. So what do we have today for Libra? Okay, starting out, Libra, you've got the Four of Wind, the Mastery card, upright, oh wow, and Sister Earth, wow. Okay, starting out, Libra, the Four of Wind, it's called Mastery in this deck. And quite ironically, it's coming out with the 79th card in this deck, which is the Mastery card. These first three cards speak to Spirit's intention for you. You're gaining serious mastery, alchemical mastery in something. Either you're achieving mastery or you've got some sort of ascended master helping you. But I think that because this falls in your position of force, I think that you are a master. Coming out with it, you've got Sister Earth. Sister Earth, this would be the Page of Pentacles. In this deck, to me, Sister Earth is holding a piece of the preformed clay. This is only a page. You're at the Mastery card, but still you do have somebody in your environment who seems to be on this path with you. Wow. Okay. In your world, you have the Hanged Man in reverse and Mother Wind in reverse. Okay. In the position of who you are in the world, you have the Hanged Man in reverse. Upright, the Hanged Man is it's a new perspective, an epiphany. It's a holding point. It speaks a little bit to the same kind of energy as this Four of Wind, for sure. Only this would be the archetype, but you have it in reverse. This tells me you're coming out of a time of standstill. Things are about to start moving again. And you have had this epiphany. Now it's coming out in your position of control. You have Mother Wind in reverse. Mother Wind is just somebody who has great discernment. She understands what's happening around her. She can separate her emotions from her thoughts. She says it like it is. And she protects those she loves. In reverse, in your position of control, it almost looks like mind isn't necessary here. Like these two together tell me it's time to stop thinking about it. Okay. In your immediate environment, you've got the Four of Earth, power in reverse. And the Strength card. Well, that's interesting. This person coming in doesn't have a whole lot in the world. The Four of Earth, it's called power in this deck. Upright, this is having enough. Holding on to what is yours. In reverse, this can be a little bit of a greedy energy, a little bit of a hoarder energy. In reverse, this feels more like the Five of Pentacles. It feels like they don't have enough. This Sister Earth could be a child. And this looks like an adult child. Strength, this falls in the position of them in the world. So you might be dealing with a Leo, but it's just somebody who has a deep resolve, but this is a knowing, a connection to who you are in a true sense of the word. It's a deep confidence. It's interesting. In this deck, this card looks like a close-up of the Lover's card. If that card comes out, I'll show you. But because this is like a close-up of a caduceus. There's the two serpents going up. Where they meet are chakras, and it's being watched over by a higher being, an angel, protecting this relationship. I think somebody in your immediate environment has been knocked down to some degree with this power in reverse. But this strength card right now feels very much like they have guardian angels, or maybe they're your guardian angel. That doesn't feel quite right. Okay, we'll see more as we go forward. What have you done with this? You've got the Three of Fire in reverse. One of Earth form in reverse. And the Lovers. Wow, right underneath that strength card like I had just said. So let me show you these. Wow, that's interesting. See the similarities here? This caduceus here in the strength card, it looks like a close-up of this that's going on here in the Lovers card. It feels to me like the person we're talking about here is an earth angel in your life. Wow, it's really beautiful. The energy here right now I feel is very, very beautiful. Your current position is the Lovers. So this could be you've just recently met a soulmate. This Lovers card also, it does look like one person taking care of another. This also feels like with this person in your life, you can conquer all. Okay, I'm not really seeing a problem here at the moment, so let's move on. Okay. In your position of will and desire, you have the Three of Fire, Birth of Light in reverse. And in your confidence, you have One of Earth form in reverse. So let's talk about both these upright. The Three of Fire, Birth of Light, this is a new understanding, kind of it's your first watching your ships come in, your opportunities come in. It feels like the first evidence of manifestation showing. And in reverse, it's not. Now, this is in what you want. This is your will and desire. This together looks like you know that manifestation does not begin on the earth plane. The One of Earth upright, this is a new seed point, but it's stuff in the world. And in reverse, it's not. So, and this falls in your confidence position. It's like, and maybe this is the mastery you're gaining here, that you understand it's on a spiritual plane. This looks like you are putting less value on manifestation, less focus on stuff. Birth of Light, this is an action energy. So it looks like you just don't want to put energy into what's not new because it's in reverse. Okay, in your greater environment, you've got the Five of Wind, Fear, and Temperance in reverse. This person feels powerless. And I'm saying that not only because they have the Power in reverse card here in their position of control, but they have the Five of Wind, Fear, combined with Temperance. Temperance is an imbalance when it's in reverse like that. Upright, it's the correct recipe. But this person seems to be missing something. And it looks like they might be clinging onto you. looks like you might be burdened with a child, possibly maybe your grandparent, and one of your grandchildren is now coming to live with you. And this is never something you would have asked for, but you have the ability to take care of this. This person in the greater environment, you have somebody who's unbalanced and living in fear. So something's happened, probably because of this power card in reverse, where they've lost something. They've lost their ability to make it in the world. Okay. Your new perspective then, Libra. Brother Wind. Okay, so Brother Wind takes swift action. He cuts out quickly what doesn't work, communicates, stands up for others. This would be you, Libra. Brother Wind is cardinal air to me. That's you. And this is your new perspective. So coming out here with the mastery, it could be that you're stepping into your true power here. But I do feel like it's an opportunity to step into your true power. But Brother Wind indicates communication and swift action. Your spark of change. 8 of Earth, the mountain. Now the mountain, this talks about building your life, taking the necessary steps, working on your mastery, working on your craft. But it also specifically talks about work. And it's falling on top of the 1 of Earth form in reverse. So you may have left a job and you're working on your new craft. This could be the beginning of a partnership, a work collaboration. It doesn't feel like that. This mountain feels like doing what needs to be done in order to reach the height of the fulfillment here on the earth plane. Your best course of action, Libra. The Tower in reverse. Don't bring it all down. This also says to me, don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. Because upright, the Tower is a drastic change to your life, to your physical surroundings, breaking a paradigm. And in reverse, it talks about holding things together. I need to get some more clarity on what we're talking about here. I'm going to throw a few rooms here, so let's see. More clarity for me, please, on what it is that we're talking about. And that just went flying. Okay, let's see what it is. Now, thieves. Okay. Now, thieves talks about being in a defensive position. It talks about learning through being attacked, learning through hardship. This rune doesn't have an upside down, like it doesn't have a reversal. It's the same up and down. But I have to tell you that looking at it and feeling it right now, it feels like it's in reverse. That is so bizarre. So this could be talking about letting your guard down. I want to put it there. Okay. This is Tewaz, and it's in reverse, falling on top of this strength card. So the person that you're dealing with. Upright, this is a spiritual warrior. It's also a spiritual balance. So this person that you're dealing with may be spiritually unbalanced, and that may be because they have the 4 of Earth power in reverse. Like it feels like something happened to their base of their pyramid, that it looks like maybe you're dealing with somebody who's very, very important to you, strengths and the lovers. and they need your help. And your new perspective is that you're going to help them with Brother Wind here. Maybe you're going to help them get a job. Something to try and hold their world together. Because you've got the Tower in reverse in your best course of action. But this person is feeling very ungrounded, unbalanced. Like it feels like they need a helping hand, a step up. And maybe you are in a position to offer them a job or train them. This feels more like a mentor. Interesting. Because like I said, with Sister Earth up here as a beginning person and you having mastery, it's like it feels almost like, what's the word? Like you're mentoring somebody. And this wasn't something you wanted to take on, but you feel very connected and called to do it. Out here, you've got, this is Laguz. This would be upright. It's falling in reverse on top of this Five of Wind fear card. Upright Laguz is flow. Flowing with it, rolling with it, riding the waves. And in reverse, it feels like they're unbalanced because they're holding on too tightly. They're not flowing. And having Laguz in reverse falling on top of this fear card, they're paralyzed in fear right now. They aren't able to make a change. This looks like somebody needs a helping hand, and you have the ability to help them. And you have a mastery of some type that you can offer this person. It isn't anything you wanted, though. Not with the 3 of fire and the 1 of earth form in reverse. You may not feel like you have the means to help them. But having the spiritual warrior in reverse, it feels like you have the ability to help them see their power, who they are. This may not be somebody you ever wanted to deal with, though, because you've got defense, constraint. That's not quite right. This isn't quite right. This is constraint, not defense. Sorry about that. This is now these. This is defense. This is constraint. It's not defense. Forget what I said. This is constraint. This is like a Saturnian energy. It's running up against the boundaries, feeling like you are being oppressed. You may have been put in a position where you are now going to have to take responsibility for another person, and it wasn't something you ever wanted to do. That's helpful and interesting. Okay, so you're dealing with somebody who is frozen in fear, making bad choices, possibly, nope, not going to say that. And you have the ability to help them, even if it's something that you never really wanted to have to take on. Okay, what you're going to struggle with, Libra? Judgment. Ooh. The judgment energy is seeing a bigger picture. What you're going to struggle with is seeing a bigger picture. I think that this feels like a burden to you. What you're going to struggle with is seeing the larger overview of what's going on here. And I really, really think it has to do with you stepping into this alchemical mastery. This is a spiritual mastery. And you're going to struggle with seeing the larger picture, probably because you're being burdened by this person that is very important to you. Like you are being now asked to take care of somebody. Also could possibly be somebody who either lost their home or an elderly person, like a parent who has dementia. What you're going to struggle with is seeing the bigger picture and what you're going through. So the advice in that is to definitely take a step back and really try and see the larger picture. Judgment in what you're going to struggle with could also talk about being of service to others. This person is really, really having a hard time and they're unbalanced. And resurrection is a great balancing. So how do you balance with somebody who's unbalanced and in fear. This might be you're dealing with somebody who is buying into all of the current propaganda and is just in fear because we're all being fear-mongered for the last 2 years. And getting them to see a bigger picture, like trying to convince them of what you see in the bigger picture. I do feel like you have a much larger, much greater understanding than they do, because they're only at the page and you're at the mastery. What needs to fall away? Sister wind in reverse. Now that's interesting, because we've got Sister Earth representing them, and I think this Sister Wind is also representing them. But again, it's not a mental game, because the Page of Swords is... That's interesting. The Page of Swords can also be somebody who's stabbed you in the back before. It just seems like this person's a little bit of a mess. What needs to fall away is a lack of understanding, because this is Sister Wind in reverse. And I mean mental clarity kind of understanding. You have this mental clarity because you've got the Four of Wind upright in your beginning position. This person may not understand something that's logical or reasonable. They may not be able to use critical thinking, discernment, because they're in fear. But this lack of critical thinking needs to fall away, and I believe it's their lack of critical thinking. So maybe one of the ways you help them is to start restructuring. That's a weird way to word it. Restructuring the way they think. Now this is only a sister, so it's just little by little. Helping them to gain some kind of greater understanding. That's what I got at the beginning here with the sister versus the mastery card. Like, you can teach them something, and it has something to do with their crooked thinking. A very small, because fear makes it things small. A very small understanding. I think what you're going to struggle with is helping them to get to this larger understanding. The direction you need to head, then, One of Water, open channel. Upright, the One of Water, open channel. This is the Ace of Cups. It has to do with our emotions. Okay. In reverse, this person that you're dealing with, they have Sister Wind in reverse. They have some kind of misunderstanding that needs to fall away. But I feel like, especially because they've got fear out here, the Five of Wind, they are trying to make sense of it in a mind-based way, logically, rationally. You have a greater understanding here with this mastery card, and it's a spiritual, alchemical kind of mastery, but I don't think they're going to understand that kind of talk. The One of Water in reverse is don't get too deep into the spiritual meanings of it. Like, if you're trying to explain to somebody how they're being fear-mongered, don't get into esoteric conversations about it. They are only at a position. What am I saying? They're on the earth plane. They're in their mind. They're stuck in their mind, it looks like. And with this One of Water, don't get too big, too esoteric, too into realms that are not going to make sense. You need to stick with facts, because that's the way that this person is going to be able to communicate and understand. So this could be that you need to use mastery to put your concepts into words so that they can understand, because they can't understand giant concepts. Yep. What you're not seeing. Six of Earth, beauty. It's all going to balance out. And this one. The universe in reverse. Okay, so the world is not ending. This is the world card. It's in reverse. It's coming out to clarify the Six of Earth. Now, the Six of Earth is a balanced give and take on the earth plane. Combined with the universe in reverse, it feels like you don't have to take it all on. You don't have to take the world on your shoulders. It's not all your responsibility. You need to, it feels like you need to, it's like lead a horse to water. They have to do part of this. This is not all on your shoulders. They have to do part of it. They have to do their part. Don't do for them what they can do for themselves. So you can teach them, you can help them to whatever degree you can, but don't do it all for them. This feels like what you're not seeing is that it could very easily turn into enabling. They need to take on some of the responsibility of this, getting themselves out of this fear. Oh, that's interesting too. I hadn't even realized. Temperance Upright, this is alchemy. And you have the alchemical mastery card here. So they don't have this alchemical balance. So maybe with this, what part of what you're teaching them is the way things work together and using the right proportions to not go into extremes. Temperance Upright is moderation. And in reverse, they might be going to extremes. It's like they need to get balanced in the middle here. Balanced. Judgment is a balance card. Six of Earth is a balance card. The Mountain is incredibly stable and balanced. So is the Four. This person may be going to extremes. It feels almost like manic depressive. It feels like going to extremes with this, especially because they're in fear. It's like there is a grounding, I think, that you can help them with, but they need to come along with you. You can't do this for them. And having the Six of Earth here in what you're not seeing, it does look like they are able to. Okay, what's going to be illuminated? The sun. Wow. The sun in the position of the sun. Oh, wow. Now, again, in this deck, this sun card has two people in it. And I think it's the same two people that are in this lovers card down here. This looks like a soul connection, an absolute connection. Happily ever after almost. Falling on top of Sister Earth, this person is going to be able to reach full enlightenment. You're going to be able to help them for sure. With that sun card there and what's going to be illuminated, it's like they are going to understand what you're saying. Oh, that's wonderful. What's going to be illuminated is they speak your language, I want to say. They understand you. I do think you're going to be absolutely able to help this person. That's interesting too. In this Sister Earth, this little ball of preform that she's holding, it almost looks like the sparklings of a beginning star or sun, and then bam, it's full illumination. Oh, that's awesome. Okay. The bigger picture. Brother Earth in reverse. And Brother Fire in reverse. Wow. Okay. Now, interestingly, in this deck, Brother Earth, he looks like an incarnate version of the Hanged Man to me. Because the Hanged Man is a blonde guy about his age, hanging upside down on a tree with a halo around him. You have it in reverse, but I'm talking about them upright first. Brother Fire is somebody who takes swift action. Action, passionate. In reverse, this looks like you can teach somebody who is interested in being taught. That's what it looks like. It reminds me of when the student is ready, the teacher appears, and I think you're the teacher. But I think this person needs to come towards you and ask for help. Because you can't help somebody if they're not ready. Where's the Hangman? Don't we have the Hangman here? That is so interesting. Because seriously, The Hanged Man, you can even see it a little bit in this one. This man is hanging upside down and he has a halo around his head. It's in reverse. This looks like the Hanged Man, but it can't come out twice. I think you are coming out of time of understanding something, Libra, and you have something that can help this person. But this looks like you can't force it on somebody. Brother Fire in reverse, you can't force it on somebody. It's like you can share the knowledge that you have only once they ask. That's the bigger picture. Okay. Your likely outcome then, Libra. The Moon in reverse. Justice in reverse, called Karma in this deck, and I think that's it. Under the deck, we've got the Seven of Earth, the Garden. Now, the Garden is... It's interesting because we've got the Mountain. The Garden is one before the Mountain, right? This is planting the seeds. Planting the seeds. It's not time for harvest yet, but it's planting the seeds. You're at harvest time here with the Mountain, but you're planting seeds. Okay, interesting. We've got the Moon and Justice both in reverse in the outcome. So upright, the Moon is things unseen. It's secrets, not having clarity. Gosh, we've got Judgment and Justice. That's really amazing. In this deck, this Justice card is called Karma. It shows how everything works together. And again, I want to say that they need to take some actions toward this on their own behalf. It's like karma to me feels like meeting halfway. In reverse, the Moon is things that were unseen are now being shown. And karma in reverse, the Justice card in reverse can be what's being unshown is a severe imbalance and injustice in the world. The likely outcome is that the imbalance and injustice, that whatever happened here is going to be shown. Wow. They're going to get it. There's something major that's going to be shown here with this Sun card. It's interesting too, I'm being called to the Roman numerals here. This is a balance. There's an X on each side split. This feels a little bit like both of us have to be involved here. It's not merged into one. It's like Khalil Gibran said in one of his poems, he said, you know, for the pillars stand apart and the oak tree and the cypress grow not in each other's shadow. It's like this is two independent people standing apart, not being enabled, and they're balancing. And what you're going to struggle with is this resurrection card, Judgment, which is two of them. There's something here that what you're going to struggle with is enabling or the bigger picture. It's really going from what you're going to struggle with are these two X's, and then what's going to be illuminated are these two X's separated. It's like they're both standing strong now. And this person here with the Strength card in reverse, with Tewaz in reverse falling on top of them, they don't feel like they can stand up. I think you're enabling them to be able to stand on their own 2 feet. Here, you're helping, and here, they're standing on their own 2 feet. And I'm talking strictly about the Roman numerals. That's interesting. That's what I have for you today, Libra. I hope that it's helped. If it has, please leave a comment and hit the like button to let YouTube know you appreciate my content. And until next time, namaste.